Hello, Times Crossword, let's go. Smoothing round knot, not missing floorboards. Nope. Fan wobbled badly in alternating motion. We're looking for 10 letters, and there are 10 letters in fan wobbled, so I think badly is an anagram indicator for fan wobbled. And that gives ebb and flow. Fantastic. Always good to get the longer ones in early. Lay out papers, receiving pound, great. Nope. Climb awkwardly, missing large, raised, curve. Gosh. Awkwardly looks like an anagram indicator for climb, without L for large, BIMC, but that's not making any sense. Thoughtful, character. Nope. Father lacking in delicacy and nimbleness. I'm wondering if it ends less because of lacking in. Who's suggested an outdoor arena? So the suggested indicates that the answer is the word play for the answer. Is the word play for the word whose, rather. So it's show followed by an anagram indicator for show, which would give whose. An outdoor arena. Show something. Okay, not getting that. So, ebb and flow, not as helpful as I was hoping. Solemn and old. Want to keep lucid in the head. Wow, want could be need. Lucid in the head could be L, the head letter of lucid. So O, need and L, not getting it. Swearing about regular instalments of satire not being easy to get. So I think regular instalments of is an instruction to consider every other letter of satire. So either STR or AIE. STR is more likely. Swearing about this not being easy to get. Something like restrict, but I'm not getting it. So let me revert to the downs. Much of the universe not seen to be important after nightfall. Much of the could indicate just TH, i.e. not all of the letters of the. Could be important after nightfall. No. Loved to hold me up and put down. Well, put down and loved are both past tenses, so it probably ends ED. Loved to hold me up. Well, me up is surely just a reversal of me, which would give M. To put down. No. A slander, upset, assembly. Nope. Ancient kingdom, not all in South Africa. Nope. Next US prosecutor turns judge with a little money. I wonder if this is adjacent. I'm just a little unsure if adjacent means next. I think it can do. US prosecutor turns. Well, the US prosecutor is a DA, district attorney, and turns is a reversal indicator. Judge is J, the abbreviation, with a little money with a cent. So, phew, I have one in. Subordinate, working as detective, talent almost wasted. No. Put back in control over situation died. Put back in control could be reinstated. Yeah, it is reinstated. So, reinstated means put back in. Control is reign. Over situation, over state. And then died is D, the abbreviation. I'm just going to finish off the downs because I've struggled to put entries in. Peter, to install something reliable for party. Peter can sometimes be a reference to safe, S-A-F-E. Something reliable. And then the whole thing means a party. It could begin S because S and T go well together. Wow. Just trying to think of the Irish, the Republic of Ireland party. No, not coming to mind. Excellent, almost certain to involve a teammate. No. Solemn and old, already looked at that. Type of film that doesn't use infrared. Infrared could be IR, or that doesn't use infrared could mean that it does contain ultraviolet. Not getting that. So let me look at the across clues. In full gear, he commonly told a joke. No. Throaty sound on apple heard. A bird. Yeah, wow, tricky. This is Kookaburra. So, a throaty sound is a burr, B-U-R-R. On apple heard, well, heard is a homophone indicator, and an apple could be a cooker. And that sounds like cooker in the answer. And then A is A, and Kookaburra is a bird. Fantastic. Do better to speak formally after email fails. Gosh, don't know. Already looked at that. Most painful. Infection just starting in a breast. This looks like it ends EST if the definition is most painful. Yeah, and achiest fits the definition. Infection just starting refers to the initial letter of infection. In a breast, in a chest. One endless hoo-ha about devout Muslim. This is Sufi. So, about is a reversal indicator. One is I. Hoo-ha is fuss. And endless means without its last letter. So, one fuss without the last S reversed gives Sufi, which is a devout Muslim. And 18 down does look like it begins safe. Well, includes safe, but we're installing, so the E of safe is surely later. Something reliable as a something. And the whole thing means party. Party. No. One turning over dough is very rich and secure. Nope. Finally, without appeal, he had paid a percentage. I think this must be tithed. Tithed means paid a percentage. He had is going to be heed. So we're left with tit. Finally without is the last letter of without, and then appeal is it, as in sex appeal. Supports us with cheers during lapses. Well, supports and lapses both end with S, so I think the answer will do as well. Not getting the rest. Anti-Communist Union lacks a Republican firmness. No. Let me revisit safe because we do have this extra letter. Peter, to install something reliable for party. Surely this begins safe. But what party could begin safe and then something? It's possible the A is wrong, but I think it's right. I will come back to that. So where to now? Kookaburra, the K. Much of the universe not seen to be important after nightfall. I think this is dark something. Much of the universe is dark matter. Not seen. Yes, dark matter is much of the universe not seen. To be important is to matter. After nightfall, after dark. Lay out papers. Receiving pound. Great, this is splendid. So, layout is spend. Papers is ID. Receiving pound is receiving L, short for Libra, which means pound, and that gives splendid, which means great. Climb awkwardly, missing large, raised curve. Well, this must be camber. A camber is a raised curve. Climb awkwardly. Yes, climb awkwardly is clamber. Missing large without L, the clothing abbreviation, gives camber. Smoothing round knot, not missing floorboards. This is planking. So smoothing is planing, as in using the carpentry tool, the plane. Round knot, not missing. Well, if you consider the word not, and if not, N-O-T, goes missing from not, you're left with K. So smoothing, planing, round K gives planking, which is floorboards. Now we have an orphan clue. Thoughtful character. This is kind, a double definition. If you're kind, you're thoughtful, and kind can also mean character. What sort, what kind, what character. Father, lacking in delicacy and nimbleness. Well, again, I'm going with the definition because agility means nimbleness. Yeah, and delicacy is fragility. Father is FR. So if FR is lacking in fragility, you're left with agility. Now, first letters are often helpful. Swearing about regular instalments of satire not being easy to get. Gosh, STR could be wrong. Probably is. Let me revisit the top right. Loved to hold me up and put down. Well, put down is demoted. And we've got me reversed inside of that. And loved is doted. So doted about the reversal of me gives demoted, which means put down. Do better. To speak formally after email fails. Well, to speak formally is to orate. Do better. To speak formally. Okay, so the definition is do better. Email fails, that looks like fails is an anagram indicator for email. That gives ameliorate, which means do better. Now the grid is divided into two, so let me mop up this smaller section if I can. Ancient kingdom. Not all in South Africa. This is Sparta. So Sparta is an ancient kingdom of Greece. Not all is part in South Africa in SA, the abbreviation for South Africa. In full gear, he commonly told a joke. This is equipped. So equipped means in full gear. He commonly tells us to drop the H. So he commonly would be just E. Told a joke is quipped. A slander, upset, assembly. Yeah, this is Juma. So A is A, slander is mud, upset is a reversal indicator. That gives Juma, which is a Russian assembly. Fantastic, we're back to having all the unsolved clues together. Subordinate. Could be ate or ut. Working as detective. Talent almost wasted. I think talent almost is a reference to talent without the final letter. And I think wasted is going to be an anagram indicator. So I think this ends with an anagram of talen, which would be, or could be, ental. Subordinate or subordinate. Working as detective. Well, if you're working as a detective, you could be in the CID. The CID is a branch of the police in Britain. That gives incidental, which means subordinate. Now, this must be showground. Yeah, and ground is an anagram indicator for show, which would give whose. So showground could be who's suggested, and then showground is also an outdoor arena. Excel, almost certain to involve a teammate. Excel usually indicates a word beginning out. Excel. Outlast. Almost certain. No, not getting that. Anti-communist union. Lacks a Republican firmness. Gosh, what is this? Republican is probably just a reference to the letter R. Yeah, wow. Wow. This is slightly obscure. So the Anti-Communist Union is the Union Solidarity in Poland in the 1980s. So if we take Solidarity and we remove A and R, we're left with solidity, which means firmness. Now, no more help for 18 down. Peter, to install something reliable for party. Wow. Party. Well, yeah, I think this has to be safe seat. A safe seat, certainly in England during an election, is a constituency which a political party is confident they're going to win. So a safe seat is something reliable for party. Peter is safe. To install is to seat. I think that was the tricky bit. So safe plus seat gives safe seat. Fantastic. Just the bottom left to go. Let me do my very quick typo squiz. 19 minutes down. All the acrosses look good. Down's looking good so far. Yep, so just the bottom left to go. I really don't like STR, so I'm going to remove that. Now, double S together, that must be helpful. Excel. Almost certain to involve a teammate. Gosh. Aha, it's not out. I think this is going to be surpass. To surpass is to excel. Certain is sure, so almost certain is sure without its final letter. And to involve a teammate is to pass if you're playing a game like football or soccer, which involves passing a ball. So, fantastic. P, that looks helpful. One turning over dough is very rich and secure. Secure, I think, is going to be pin. So, the definition is at the beginning. One turning over. Yeah, this is, well, I mean, not overwrite something that's good. This is rolling pin. So a rolling pin could be one turning over dough. Very rich is rolling and secure is pin. Type of film that doesn't use infrared. Wow. What is this? I can't think of any films beginning with N. Aha, apart from one. Noir is a type of film, and if you read noir as no IR, that could mean no infrared. So that could be a way of indicating that doesn't use infrared. Now, is this enough to assist? Looks like STR could have been correct. Solemn and old. Wanting to keep lucid in the head. Lucid in the head, I think, is this L. Old is this O, the abbreviation. The whole thing means solemn. Yeah, and this is owlish. Owlish means solemn. Old is O. Want is wish. To keep lucid in the head, to keep L. So, 2 clues to go. Supports us with cheers during lapses. Supports. I think supports is the definition. Us could be US. Cheers could be TA, as in cheers, thank you. During lapses, yes, this is sustains for you. So sustains is supports, us is us, cheers is tar, during lapses, during sins. So 1 clue to go. Swearing about regular instalments of satire, not being easy to get. No, surely I must get this. Swearing about regular instalments of satire, that is surely STR. Wow, yes, I've got it. It's abstruse. Good grief. Not easy. So, abstruse means not being easy to get. Regular instalments of satire are every other letter of satire, STR. And about that, we've got swearing. Well, yes, I suppose swearing is a form of abuse. So abuse about STR gives abstruse, which means not being easy to get. So there we go. Every clue solved, every clue explained, no empty squares. Submit. Submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Wow. What a beautiful puzzle. Absolutely wonderful fun. Fantastic start with ebb and flow, and then an attack of the horrors with almost nothing going in for a while. And then a really strange puzzle because there was a disproportionate number of entries where I feel I was solving the clue based on the definition and then needing to go back and really work through the wordplay. And I know one often does get words in the Times from just the definition, but I just felt that the proportion of such answers was a lot higher than normal in this puzzle. But that just meant it was more of a challenge and more fun to get through it in the end. So super exciting stuff. I think this is slightly normal than your usual fare. So I would say that the snitch for this is in the 80s or 90s. Now, we've recently come to 100 crossword videos on the channel, and to mark the occasion, I've been spending the last few weeks putting together a special video which was released last Sunday, and it features a solve of the listener crossword puzzle, a specific one from about a month or two ago, which was particularly hard and which featured one of my favourite setters, Sabre. And it's been jolly well received, so thank you very much for all your kind comments. And if you are interested in the listener crossword, do check it out. The Times is a wonderful organisation. They are home to 3 of the most iconic crossword titles within the cruciverbal world. The Times Cryptic itself is one of the most famous crosswords in the world and is the hardest daily cryptic. But above that, there's a weekly puzzle, the Mephisto, which is significantly harder than even the hardest Times puzzle. That comes out every week on a Sunday, and I have a solve of that on Patreon once a month, and it's always a challenge to get through that. But standing head and shoulders above the Mephisto in terms of difficulty is the listener crossword, which is just super hard on the best of occasions and almost impossible on the worst. It comes out every Saturday and is released online on Fridays at 4:00, and it's always super exciting when it pops up on the screen and you see what challenge faces you for the weekend. So if it becomes part of your life, then it's a great component because it happens every week, and you always have a slight sense of anxiety because it pops up. You read the preamble and you have a sense of the horrors that this may be the one that you can't solve, but they always can be solved, hopefully. And it's a delightful puzzle, and the Times publishes it every week. So if you're unfamiliar with the listener, do check out the recent puzzle I've solved. There are very few videos on YouTube about the listener crossword, but it is the pinnacle of the crossword solving world. Anyway, back to this puzzle. Absolutely fantastic puzzle from the Times. So many thanks to the setter and the editor of the Times crossword, and also to the Times itself for continuing to put out these beautiful puzzles. So I hope you enjoyed watching this solve. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next times.